photographer, but I just thought I'd give you a little bit of my story. So it all started with my father, and yes, that is me there. I love this photo because it looks like I really am having a photo lesson, and I don't look very happy about it. My father was a fantastic photographer. He didn't have money, but whatever he couldn't have, he made out of tin cans, you name it. He developed his own photos in our bathroom, so nobody could go to the toilet between 6 and 10. And the studio was owned by a vet, this studio, which, as you can see, it was really run down. So I spent 3 months doing it up. That's my brother there helping me. That wall there is this wall here, which was full of mould and all sorts of things, and 6 layers of wallpaper, might add. The house was 90 years old when we restored it, and now you can see it's comfortable to come into. 8 years ago. That's my beautiful staff. Casey is our graphic designer, and she designs all our beautiful albums. Natalie is photographer and in charge of production. I have great staff. They don't work for me, they work with me, and we are really a team. We do everything together. Now, this was a bit of my father's trick photography. That fish was this big, and I mean, back in those days, this was a big thing, you know. The fish looks enormous. As you can see, my brother's holding onto it, and yeah, so that was trick photography back then. This was my trick photography. This was what was called a double exposure. It's when 2 negatives, you take 2 photos with the 1 negative. Very tricky to learn, but I mastered it. And then today, we do this with graphics, which is this image here. So we haven't touched the bride, but the background in the bedroom wasn't very good. So Casey's come up with this design and looks pretty good. Now, this is a great photo. My father always said, but technically that is a good photo. By the way, I didn't take this photo. And I think, you know, 30, 40 years ago, people just clicked the button and that's how they thought. Technically, that is a good photo. The colour's right. Don't worry about what the people look like. But that is something that we're big on. We like people to be comfortable. As you can see, she is a big bride, but she looks absolutely gorgeous. And it's romantic, and it's just getting people to feel comfortable and how to pose them to get the best out of them. This is not one of my photos, but people accept that sort of photography. To me, the colour's all wrong, the pose isn't that crash hot. Yeah, yeah, one slip and she'd be down. But it's funny how people do accept that sort of photography. This is one of my photos where you can see they look more comfortable, the colour's great. Yeah, and it's natural. This is a beauty. This is another one that I didn't take, but they're in a bathtub. And I'm thinking, what? Like, and as you can see, the flash hasn't even covered these girls in the back there. I can't think of a worse position to put people. It's a wonder he didn't have them in the sink as well. Yeah. Yeah. But this is one of our shots with a lot of girls. You can get in nice and close with them. Making sure your couple's relaxed and enjoying themselves. I love these sort of shots where they're just all laughing. Oh, who knows what I said to them, but obviously it's created a lot of laughter. And even though we might set up a shot, like this shot here would have been set up, but then we walk away, let them do their own thing, and you get those beautiful candid photos. Of course, we do family photos as well, and same sort of thing. We like them to just do their own thing, keeping it nice and natural. Having fun on your wedding day, don't you love her boots? So the whole shot was organised around her boots. Her mother bought them for her or something, but it's great that a bride and groom can introduce their own personality into their images. I also do corporate photos. This was for Westpac Bank. They provided the colours, but each person had to come up with their own sport or hobby or whatever. Mind you, I gave him my camera and he went, oh no, I look too professional now. So he stuck with his little one. But yeah, it's just working with corporate people, letting them get the image that they desire for their advertising. These are a few familiar faces. Yeah, sometimes people just want a white backdrop, but we can change the colour to whatever the colour scheme is of your logo, keeping it all tied in. This is one I did at Marions, which was so much fun. If anybody's been to Marions, they all know how beautiful the lighting is in the bar. It is a very bar full of atmosphere, so it wasn't hard to create these shots. And we can't forget pregnancy and babies. Because a lot of people think that I only do weddings. So now you know what keeps me so busy. And this is a lot of my brides that come back with their children, which is great. This is another colour correcting. A lot of people don't understand what colour correcting is. They just think the photo is really bad. Now this is straight out of the camera. This is once it's been colour corrected. So you can see how it's brought, you know, the window's blown out, but it's brought some of the detail back, and how much softer and her skin is the correct colour. But it is, if you didn't see the two, it's easy to accept an image like that. But you can see how dark she is around the eyes, things like that. So this is another one. This isn't such a good example because this is straight out of the camera. But see how the sky's been all brought in, and it's just got a bit more detail. It's not that it's a bad photo to start off with, because that's one of my photos. It's just that this was a very dull day. So to get the exposures right on their face, you do lose like the sky detail. This was a photo that I've always wanted to do in Camden, just down the road. You know, you've all seen those row of trees. And this was pretty much straight out of the camera. The colours were just amazing. And to me, that just represents Camden, which I'm very proud to be a photographer in Camden. I think we have great venues. And this is some of our products. All our albums are designed here, and they're all made in Australia. We do have things that other photographers don't have, like gatefolds and flip pages. Once the couple have designed their album, the parents can then have a complete copy, which is just a smaller version. And all our albums have a lifetime guarantee. We do wedding trees, which is down here. All the guests sign them, and that's done on canvas, so it's nice to hang that on the wall after the wedding. Thank you cards. When they come back from their honeymoon, they pick their 3 favourite photos, and then we make the card. DVDs, slideshows, we do those as well. And that's the end. So now you know I go back a long way. Thank you very much, everyone. 37 years in my name, and then my father had it, I don't know, I think he was about 20 years, so.